Hi everyone and welcome to another video. I'm pretty excited about this one today. If you're a follower of my channel, you know I do a lot of videos on accessories, in particular pens or styluses for e-ink tablets. Now my collection has grown to the point where I feel like I want to do an overview video and a bit of a recommendation of the most popular e-ink or EMR styluses that are out there on the market. I've recently picked a few more up and I now feel like I have what I would call the main 5 which people tend to purchase or recommend when it comes to using on e-ink devices such as your reMarkable 2, books, devices, Kindle Scribe, etc. So just a bit of by way of the structure of the video, I'll do a one-by-one overview, quite brief, of each pen. I'll then go over the groupings of the main features, which ones have erasers, which ones have magnets, which ones have programmable buttons and some extra features. I'll then go over the nibs and the various compatibilities between the different pens. We'll talk a bit about the prices and then I'll do some final recommendations. So if there's one part of the video you're interested in particular, feel free to skip forward to that. And the main purpose of this video is that EMR pens there's quite a few on the market, they're quite expensive, so you want to make sure you're making the right decision. So let's dive into it and hopefully I can help with that. So to kick off with, this is the Staedtler Digital Jumbo. It does come in 2 colorways, the yellow and black and the blue. I do have the blue one, but I've misplaced it somewhere. I don't have it on me just now. But key features, it is a triangular shape, so quite unique to the other ones, which are more cylindrical. It does have an eraser on the back, which works right out of the box, and it is a little bit shorter than some of the other pens, as you can see. Next up is the Samsung S Pen, or S6 Lite Pen to be a bit more specific. Probably the thinnest of the bunch. It does have a flat surface here which has magnets, so it is compatible to attach to most devices that have the magnets on the side. It has a button here as well, but it doesn't have an eraser on the top, so don't be fooled there. Next up is the reMarkable marker. The reMarkable company does have the standard marker and the marker plus. This is the plus because it has the eraser on the back. The standard one does not have the eraser on it. The reMarkable markers do not have a button because the reMarkable 2 does not support the use of a button unless you go into the device and sort of hack it yourself and change the code to support it, which is possible, but you need to be quite technical to do that. Just a quick disclaimer, this blue thing on the front does not normally come with the stylus. I've added that on top because this one was damaged, and I have a video showing you how you can repair it using this little add-on the top there. Next up is the Kindle Scribe pen. Now, again, like the reMarkable marker, it comes in 2 versions. This is the basic version, but it also comes with the premium version. And for the benefit of the video, I'll sort of be referring to this as the premium version, or referring to the features of the premium version, because it's quite inexpensive, and I just got the basic version because I didn't need one with the eraser on the back. But I'll be talking about the features of both and not just the basic. And lastly is the Lamy. See if you can see it there. The Lamy AL Star EMR pen does have a button here and a pen clip, as you can see, so it almost resembles a real fountain pen. Clips onto the back there. The thickest of the bunch, again, you can tell that you just by the way it sits next to all the other pens, but very nice and a nice premium feel to it. So moving straight into the features. Eraser. So the Staedtler Digital Jumbo has an eraser, the reMarkable marker has an eraser, the Samsung does not, and the Lamy does not. This particular one doesn't, but the Kindle Scribe Premium pen does. So with all these brands, you can get erasers straight on the pen. However, it is worth noting that whilst these 2 pens do not have erasers, they both have a button, which if you own a books device or a Kindle Scribe, you can use the button there, and you can have it so when you're holding down the button, it turns into an eraser. So arguably even more convenient than having to turn the pen round. However, if you're using a reMarkable and you don't want to hack the device, then you don't have an eraser attached to the pen. You have to select it the old-fashioned way, which sounds quite lazy, but when you're doing it all the time, it can be a bit annoying. In terms of magnets, these 3 pens have the magnet, so the Kindle Scribe, the reMarkable marker, the Samsung, and the Lamy and the Staedtler do not have magnets. I'll just show you quickly that they do all work here. This is the reMarkable 2, just in case you're not familiar with it. So it sticks nicely on the side, it's pretty firm, but I would always recommend having a case that covers this as well, or using a pen loop, because people do knock them off and you can lose an expensive pen that way. And there's the Samsung as well, so they all magnetize to the side there. Next up is buttons. So we know the Lamy has the button here, the Samsung has a button on the side, and the Kindle basic pen doesn't, but the premium pen does have a button. And just in case I didn't cover it off earlier, the premium pen also has an eraser on the top. I think I just mentioned that, but just to make sure it's clear, whilst the basic pen doesn't have a button, I'll be putting it in that category because the premium does. And these two don't, so the Staedtler doesn't have a button, and the reMarkable marker basic and plus does not have a button, again because the reMarkable 2 does not support that function out of the box. So they're the main features, but in terms of extras, there's not really particularly any crazy extra features here, but the Lamy obviously has the fact that it has a pen clip, which people do find quite cool, if I don't say so. I also enjoy that. And also, I think it is a bit of a feature, the fact that the Staedtler is a slightly different shape, ergonomically perhaps a bit nicer to hold, I would say. So if that sort of thing's important to you, it is worth noting potentially the extra features there. So there's a bit of an idea of what each one does, and obviously each feature will be important to different people and what they want out of a pen. So next I want to quickly go over the nib compatibility, which is important because when you talk about the writing feel, it's a combination of the screen texture and the nib material. So let me spread these back out. These are the Kindle nibs. These are the reMarkable nibs. These are the Staedtler nibs. These are 2 different kinds of nibs that you get with the Lamy. You get a softer one and a harder one. And then I don't have any nibs for the Samsung because I got it secondhand. So I'm not confident if you get spares, but it's quite a durable nib, so you don't necessarily need them per se. So right off the bat, the main thing to note here is that these 4 pens are all cross-compatible. So the Kindle Scribe, the reMarkable marker, the Samsung S Pen, and the Lamy. That means you can change or interchange any of these nibs with each pen. So people rave about the reMarkable marker nibs because they're made of compressed felt, and so they have a nice scratchy feel to the screen. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I quite like them. And so if you really like these, but you're not a big fan of the pen, or you prefer to use the Lamy with the fountain pen style, you can put this nib in that pen. You can put this nib in any of the pens. You can put this nib in any of these pens. The Kindle Scribe nibs are actually also made of a very similar material, which is sort of like a compressed felt, and they are much cheaper than the reMarkable nibs. So if you like the reMarkable nib and want a cheaper, quite similar, I think there is a small difference, but if you want a cheaper alternative, then go for these. So these are all cross-compatible. The Staedtler nibs, however, are not. They're built slightly different, a bit of a thinner end, and whilst you can sort of put them in these pens, it's a bit wobbly and not quite sturdy, and it's not cross-compatible. These nibs do not go in the Staedtler. So something to be aware of if you're wanting to change up your nibs. If you get any of these pens, then you can sort of mix and match, but you cannot with Staedtler. And one last mention on the nibs, I've done a video on it which will go into more detail, but you can get titanium nibs for any of these pens. These ones in particular for the Staedtler pen, but you can get ones for the reMarkable marker, which equally, as I said, go in any of these pens, and obviously last sort of indefinitely with them being metal. There is a bit of controversy around them and potential damage you can do to the screen, but I go into that in more detail on the dedicated video. So that's a useful bit to know on the nibs, and then we will wrap up this portion of the video here by going over prices. This is, I suppose, maybe one of the important things which people really want to know. I'm going to use my Kindle Scribe to go over this with you. So there they are. The prices are in Great British pounds. The Staedtler Digital Jumbo at £41 2 pence. The Lamy AL Star is £43 63 pence. Sorry, just knocked my camera there. The Kindle Scribe, the premium is pretty much £48. The basic is pretty much £28. The Samsung S Pen is the cheapest of the bunch, coming in at £26 49 pence. The reMarkable marker is the standout of the bunch, coming in at a grand total of £119. And what is even more eye-watering is the standard pen is £79, which is more than all the rest of them. And it doesn't really have any features besides the magnet and being able to write. No eraser, no button, etc. So I'll leave you to make up your own minds based on the price and what fits your needs. But these are the cheaper two. Obviously, then you got the mid-range, and then the reMarkable pens are in a bit of a league of their own there. So I want to finish off with my own recommendations, really, and I will preface this with what pen you kind of should go for depends on what your needs are. So as you can see, they all have different features and different benefits, and so you should really pick it based on what you need. But for me personally, I do find that I'm the sort of person that likes to be able to flip my pen round to use the eraser. So as much as I like the Samsung, it doesn't have that feature on the reMarkable, which is the tablet I use the most. And it's a shame because I really love using the Lamy. It's such a premium feel pen. But again, I can't just turn it around and use the eraser. I do find myself using this when I'm using the Kindle Scribe because I can just press the button and use the eraser. But on the reMarkable, I find myself reaching for pens that have an eraser on the back. I do enjoy the Staedtler Jumbo, but again, I quite like just using the magnet feature and having the convenience of that. And then these two are very similar. Obviously, the marker comes with the device, the reMarkable itself, and the nibs are quite similar and they're very similar size. This one is a lot cheaper, so there's not really much in it between these two, to be honest. I'd say the reMarkable nibs are slightly better, but you can just put that in this pen. So I do find myself maybe using these two a little bit more often, but again, when I'm using the Kindle Scribe, I'll use this one. But you can get good use out of all of them. But I hope that was helpful for people deciding what to spend their hard-earned money on. I've had to do that myself to get them all, but I've enjoyed collecting them, to be honest, and I get different use out of all of them, and I hope it's been helpful for some people who are out there in the market looking for a new pen. I will sign off and say you can obviously get other pens out there for varying prices, but these tend to be the best one and the most notable pens. If you do know of any other pens which you think I should review, then let me know in the comments. Again, thank you for watching and supporting my channel. Just in case you don't know, I do a variety of templates for the Kindle Scribe and the reMarkable, such as planners, habit trackers, shapes, templates, games, activity books, you name it. They're all available in the link in the description below as well, and that really supports my channel. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.